For example, mowing your lawn. If I'm trying to earn $208 per hour to stay on track with where I want to be for my annual goal, and I can pay somebody $20 an hour to go mow the lawn, and I'm making $208 over in my business or my side hustle or my investments, that makes total clear sense. I shouldn't be doing the thing that's $20 an hour to save 20 or even save 40 or save 50 when I'm making 208. Welcome to the Creative Cash Flow Show. I'm your host, Jesse Mills, where each week we bring you real estate secrets for achieving time and money freedom. And ladies and gentlemen, in order to know what you need to be doing with your time, you need to know what your time is worth. And so I'm excited to go into this episode and talk to you about what is your time actually worth, right? How often have you actually thought to yourself, well, is this worth my time doing, or should I outsource this? Or maybe I should save money and I should do this, right? It's all hit us. We've all done it. Some do it more than others, okay? But when you start really identifying what your time is worth, both now it is worth at the moment based on history, based on the last year, based on this year to date, okay? So what is it worth now? And what do you want it to be worth? Then you start looking at things a little differently, okay? And if you know anything about me, I'm a big fan of outsourcing, delegation, elimination, right? And doing what's the highest and best use of your time all the time. I've got a good friend of mine. He says, if it doesn't bring me money or joy, I'm not going to do it. And I love that saying because it should bring you joy or income, whatever you're doing. And if you can do something that's a higher dollar per hour value than what you're not wanting to do in the first place, you shouldn't be doing it. Hire it out. Somebody who wants to do it. Okay. There's somebody who is probably better at it than you and wants to do it and could use the money, and you're actually helping them. And you can go on to do the things that light you up, bring you joy, and are better use of your time and your skills and your money. Okay. So let's talk about that. Do you have any idea right now what your time is worth? Now, if you have a W-2 job and you're paid hourly, this is a pretty easy thing to do, right? This is a pretty easy example. You'd be like, well, I get paid, $22 an hour at my job. And so that is what my time is worth, $22 an hour. Now, I would argue that still, even within your day, if you look at everything you're doing, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, there's times when you're worth way more than $22 an hour because of what you're doing, right? The problems you're solving, the connections that you're making, the sales that you're making, the sales that you're keeping, right? And the relationships that you're salvaging, all of those things, you're worth way more than $22 an hour, okay? Now, there's also times, let's be honest, when you're maybe just sitting there on your phone and you're bored, or you're taking a little break and you're on TikTok, you're on IG, right? You're on social and you're just snooping and you're surfing, you're not doing any work at all. You're literally not worth $22 an hour in that minute, are you? Right? So there's these huge swings, even if you're an hourly employee or a salary employee, right? If you're a salary employee, you get $65,000 per year, for example, and that's what you make all year long. And there's times that, again, you might be worth hundreds of dollars per hour in what you're doing to help the company. And then there's times that you might be worth a couple dollars an hour because you're not really doing anything. You're slacking off, right? Or you're just really not putting in at all the effort that you could. Okay. So easy peasy if you have a job, if you have a W-2. Okay. But if you're an entrepreneur, this gets tricky. This gets real tricky, and this gets tougher because you don't really know. And so then it's easy to just take on everything, or it can maybe be the opposite and easy to just get rid of everything, but you don't know what your time is worth. Okay. So let's take a look here, folks. And then also, hey, there's people in the middle. There's people that, have a side hustle. They have a business on the side that they're just getting going, right? Then we have passive income. Then we have things coming in from real estate and other ventures. So we have all these different, types of income potentially coming in into some people's worlds. Okay. So, but let's take a look. Here's a really cool thing that you could do to see what your time should be worth. Okay. When we go into it. So how much do you need to make or want to make next year? Okay. Now I'd say, why do we want to talk in needs? That's not fun. Let's talk in what we want. Okay. So what do you want to earn next year in 2023? Okay. Throw it a number. Okay. There is no right, there's no wrong. And honestly, this should be your happy number. Okay. This should be what allows you to cover your bills, to set aside money for savings, for investing, right? To take some time off, to give, volunteer, contribute, donate, charities, right? Again, there's no right or wrong number with this, of course, but think of that. Keep that in mind. Okay. So what's that number? What's that number that you have that you're like, hey, I want to make X in 2023. I want to make blank next year. Okay. Well, for a mathematical example, okay, let's just say you want to make $500,000 next year. Okay. $500,000. So for $500,000 in a year, okay, we have to figure out how many weeks of the year are we working. Well, I don't want to work every single week, right? I want to take some vacation. I want to take some time off. So if I want to take some time off, how many weeks of vacation do I want? Well, you know what? For me, I'm kind of cool with trying to plan like 1 week off every quarter. I want to just grind it, work hard, and go at it for a quarter, right? For 3 months, 4 months. And then I want to take 1 month off. Or I'm sorry, 1 month. 1 month is great. That's not these this year's goals. 1 week at least. Okay. So I want to take a week off. So if we take 4 weeks out of the year, right? Instead of 52 weeks in a year, now we're at 48. Okay. So take your number. Maybe your number is $80,000. Maybe your number is 100,000. Maybe your number is 250,000. Maybe your number is a million. Okay. Whatever that is, subtract how many weeks you want to not be working. Okay. I'm going to say 4 weeks that I don't want to be working. So in this example, we'll take 500,000, something kind of maybe in the middle. Okay. So 500,000 divided by 48 weeks. Okay. Not 52, but 48. Well, that's $10,416.66 per week. Okay. That's how much you're going to make per week if you want to take 4 weeks off a year and you want to gross $500,000. Okay. So that's per week. Well, how much is that per hour? Okay. Well, how many hours a week do you want to work? Right? Do you want to work 40, 50, 60? Are you fine with working 60 if that gets you there? Or you're like, heck no, I'm not working any more than 40. Okay. Well, I'm all good with 50. Okay. 50 hours a week is just fine for me. A little bit on the weekends, a little bit extra nights. I'm all good with that. So $10,416 per week divided by 50 hours. Okay. That is $208.33 per hour. Okay. Now you can take that number that you just did and divide that again by 60. Okay. By 60. And if I do that, it's $3.47 a minute. $3.47 a minute. So every minute you're wasting of your time, right? Every minute you're wasting of your time. Think of that. That is adding up. $3.50. That's like, it's like a cheeseburger, right? That's a cheeseburger, maybe fried, depending where you're going. Okay. That is adding up quickly. So you waste 10 minutes, right? Now you're talking over $30 that you just wasted money out the window by maybe being in a conversation too long, maybe being in a meeting too long, maybe driving somewhere you don't need to drive to, maybe fixing something that you don't need to fix. Now, can you fix something that you might charge or maybe spend more than $30 in 10 minutes to do? Sure, you might be charged that, okay? But for example, mowing your lawn. If I'm trying to earn $208 per hour to stay on track with where I want to be for my annual goal, and I can pay somebody $20 an hour to go mow the lawn, and I'm making $208 over in my business or my side hustle or my investments, that makes total clear sense. I shouldn't be doing the thing that's $20 an hour to save 20 or even save 40 or save 50 when I'm making 208, right? So guys, this is so important because one of the biggest things that will really get you to the next level of where you're trying to go in life is being aware of your time and understanding the things and maybe people, and I don't want to say this in a negative way, but maybe people that are robbing your time, maybe the things that are robbing your time, maybe the activities. Now, there's things that bring you joy, that light you up, that bring you fulfillment, and those are worth every single second, all day, every day. Okay, but what are those? Do you know what they are, right? What makes you feel like you? Put that down, write that down on a list. But what are the things that take away from that? Okay. And how do we get rid of those things? Well, we get rid of those things again by eliminating them if we can, delegating them if we can, automating them if we can, systematizing them. But you should know where you should be at per minute, per hour, per day, per week, per month, right? Where you want to be income wise. Otherwise, you are not working in the best and highest use of your time. And that's going to make it a lot tougher to get your goals. All right. So curious to know, how often does this enter your brain? How often do you think about, man, am I really doing what's the most efficient use of my time? When you're going through and planning out your day, right? Are you thinking about the things that bring in the big results first? Or are you just getting caught in the mundane things that are $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour stuff? Okay. So this is super crucial, guys, that you know what the highest and best use of your time is. You're staying in alignment with what you want to do, with your passion, with your expertise, but really with where you're trying to go, because once you get behind the 8 ball, it just gets tougher to catch up, right? So I hope this helps as you go throughout your week. We would love to know what you think. And as always, guys, if you want to shoot me a text, hit me up at 612-662-6629. Again, 612-662-6629. Let me know what you think about this. Well, how do you monitor your own dollar per hour activity? How do you check your own productivity? I would love to hear from you. Let me know. And of course, you can find more ideas like this, tips on all of the social handles at the Jesse Mills, TheJessemiLls at the Jesse Mills. And have an awesome rest of the day, guys. We'll talk with you real soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.